Hey folks, welcome back to Average EDC. Today I have another safe. This is supposed to be another quick opening safe. This one's more like a tabletop, desktop kind of deal. But the interesting thing about it is that it reads the veins in the palm of your hand. I don't really understand how that works. Regardless, this is from a company called Xegis, at least I think that's how you say it, Xegis. And again, the idea is that you put whatever you're gonna put in here, specifically on Amazon, it shows guns, and you just put your hand over it and it's supposed to open it. So we are going to unbox it. We are going to go through the setup process, and then we are gonna test it a little bit. Before we crack into this box, which you can see now, the safe on it, they did send this out to me for review. I do get to keep it because of the review, and if I like it, I will use it more often, and if I don't, it'll be on Facebook Marketplace. We've got hardware, we've got a pretty nice looking USB-C braided cable, and we have a quick setup guide and a whole bunch of other user manual stuff. Underneath the safe, I also found a locking cable in case you want to lock this to the inside of your car. It seems pretty burly. And then on the underside of it, you do have a set of keys. And there you have it. This is the way the safe looks. I'm actually a huge fan of the size of it and how light it is overall. All right, the key is in it. Let's see how it opens the first time. I actually really like that. That spring load seems to be very strong. It flips up really quickly. Now, the key here is if it can actually scan my palm pretty quickly, imagine my hand comes over it, boom, that thing's up, I'm in here. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to have any power right off the bat, so I'm gonna get this thing plugged in and charged up. While I was waiting for it to charge, I took a look at the instructions and found out it doesn't need to charge. It has an on and off switch that is located on the inside of the safe. So you hit that and now we have power. Now, the first thing that I notice about this once it switches on, which is super cool, is that it has little readings for you. And I don't know if you can see those super well, but it gives you the humidity and the temperature inside of the box, which is super cool. I don't know if you can adjust that. I will read through the instructions and figure that out. But for now, I just want to set it up and see how well this palm vein reading thing works. We're going to try setting this up. The first thing it wants us to do is to set our own unlocking password here. So it has its own password already set, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Putting that in is supposed to push this into setting mode. Press 1 and hold for 3 seconds. And we are now in setting mode. Enter your new 6-digit password. Oh, I didn't do it fast enough, so it took me out of setting mode. So now we're gonna do that again. Press OK to confirm, and then do the password again and hit OK to confirm again. Now that should be my new password. Boom. That's pretty snappy. I like how clicky the buttons are when I press them as well, so that's cool. Now to the big enchilada, let's register a palm vein. With the gun case open, enter the password and then press and hold 2. The screen will display setting. There we are. Keep your hand 4 to 8 inches away. Hold this position for 3 seconds. You will hear a beep sound if successful. If you hear beep beep, an error has occurred. You must register again. So that makes me think that it has registered my palm. That's pretty cool. Now let's see how quick it is. I'm gonna sit here for a second and just let it sit. Okay, that means that it's trying to read for a palm and it hasn't found one. What happens when I... That's pretty snappy, honestly. Let's throw a gun in here. Here is my P365 Fuse with the true threaded barrel on it, optic, light, decently sized gun on the thinner side, but otherwise almost a full-sized firearm here. And it fits in there with a decent amount of space. I could definitely fit a full P320 with an optic in here or something. Something with a bit of a longer grip might struggle. I guess not so much because it does have these cutouts here at the sides and that does seem to allow for my optic to have good space, but I do want the gun somewhat centered, and in here, there's not nearly as much wiggle room with the gun settled in here. So if you want to put like a Desert Eagle in here or something, you might be limited. All right, gun is in there. Before we live rep test this with a gun, first I want to talk to you about how I carry my gun 99% of the time, and that is in sweatpants without a belt. And the way that I do that is with the Leisure Carry Cobb, the clip-on belt. So you clip this onto your waistband, and as you can see, it integrates with your holster clips just like a normal belt, and it allows you to carry very comfortably in a pair of very comfortable pants. I almost never wear pants with belt loops, so I never have a belt, and this is the answer to my problem of how do I carry my gun on my body when I'm not wearing belt looped pants with a belt. Leisure Carry is awesome. I have several reviews on not only how it performs, but also how to set it up correctly on my channel. If you want to check this out, go hit the link down in the description. Ever since I got into guns, I've had issues with Ear Pro being comfortable enough for me to wear long term. Well, I ended up finding Ear Pro that I can wear not just at the range all day, but every single day, all day. These are the Axil X-Core earbuds. I wear them to work 5 days a week as a truck driver. They do a fantastic job blocking out the noise of my truck so that my hearing isn't getting damaged every day, but they are simple earbuds that come in a nice little charging case. They have really good sound quality, fantastic noise cancellation, and I love them for everything. I use them in the gym, I use them at the range, I use them at work, I use them if I'm just casually trying to consume media without bothering the people around me. I'm a huge fan of Axil and the X-Core specifically. If you're interested in grabbing a pair, make sure to use the link down in the description. Okay, before we get the gun out of here, before we see how quickly we can access the firearm, a couple things that I'm noticing here. One is it has kind of a sleep mode, which it's in right now. There's no red light on the top that I can see, so it's not actively looking for a palm currently. When I stick my hand over it, it'll recognize there's something there to read. That red light will turn on, it'll scan my palm, it'll pop open. If the red light's already on, it pops open pretty quickly, but there is a little bit of a delay for it to realize, hey, there's something up there. Let's scan it. And there's a big difference between that and I'm looking for something already, and there it is, and I open. So we'll give it a quick test here. Pretty snappy, honestly, even from its sleep mode, but now it is actively looking. That's way faster. The other thing I want to test here is the angles. So it's not reading my palm there at that angle, or that angle. So you really do have to have a flat hand, like straight down towards it. If your arm is slightly tilted one way or the other, it's not gonna read that as well. All right, let's try to register my other hand and see how that goes. So we're gonna pop it open, we're gonna put our password in. We are gonna hold the 2 down until it goes into setting mode, and it is scanning. All right, now it should have my second palm. So, boom. Boom, awesome. So now I can do it with both hands. Now the one thing I will say is, again, just that tilting. Let's see if I can add tilted hands in here so that it'll recognize my hand at more angles. That gave it a double beep, so that means it didn't like that angle. It does not want to do my hand at other angles. So you're pretty much stuck with the palm straight over the top idea here, but as we're seeing, it's pretty snappy. This is actually significantly more impressive than I thought, but now I want to do a direct head-to-head between this and between another desktop safe that I absolutely love. This is the Stop Box. It's made in the USA. I've had it for a long time. I really enjoy the way that this thing works. We're gonna go ahead and pop our X macro out. We are gonna set this guy down to the side for a second, and we are gonna do some work with the Stop Box. The Stop Box is cool because there are no electronics involved. It does lock your thing in here really nice and tight. It's kind of no frills, really blends in. It's not like whoa, that's a safe. We have our 5-finger lock on the top here, and so honestly, pretty simple. You just press the buttons in the combination you have set, and it pops open for you to retrieve your firearm. So this one does take a little bit more practice, because you got to get used to grabbing those locks and pinching them just correct and getting them out. So this safe is as fast as you are. There is no mechanism necessarily, no electronic mechanism that's getting in your way. So just as an example, if there's a threat, boom, I'm in it that quickly. And that's pretty quick. I've always loved the stop box. They also have an XL now, because like this barely fits in the stop box now. Not affiliated with stop box, I just have a review of the stop box on my channel. It is made in the USA and it is non-electronic, so I feel like it's a really good contrast. At some point, I'll take both of these out to the range and I'll do a direct comparison. I'll put the timer on and I'll see which one I can get to faster. But with this one, I am having to wait for the mechanism to work. Luckily, it really doesn't take that long, and all I have to do is show my hand and it pops open for me. So in my opinion, that's pretty cool. Last thing I want to do before I give a final opinion on what I think about this thing so far is I want to see how this works in the dark, because odds are good a lot of you would be looking at something like this as a nightstand safe, and you might have to access it in the dark. So can it still read the palm in the dark? Let's shut the lights off and see. Okay, not pitch dark in here, but dark enough. Totally does. Has no issues reading your palm in the dark. Let's try again. Nope, a little bit of a delay on that one. I think my hand was too close to it, but it definitely works in the dark. Final thoughts on my first impressions with the Xegis palm reading safe. I was skeptical, but this thing seems to work, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm always wary of electronic devices that are keeping me from my firearms, even when it comes to my safe. This is not the place where I would want to quickly access my firearms. It's relatively quick overall. This thing is definitely faster. Again, super interested to take this and the stop box out to the range and put them on a timer and see which one actually is faster. The way I see this fitting into the average EDC is really simple. You throw this on your countertop, you throw this on your nightstand, you throw this on a side table in your living room, and you have a pretty quick access to your firearm without having to carry it on you at all times. There's also options to lock it down, so you could totally make this a quick access car safe as well, so you can take it out and about with you. It's pretty light and portable, and I think it looks pretty good as well. It's not very jagged, it's pretty streamlined, so I think it would look good out in the spaces around your home in general. That specific detail is only really going to be important for the wives out there, but you're probably going to be needing to try to convince her to let you put this out wherever you're going to put it. If you just want to use this as a safe for precious belongings, just somewhere hidden in your house, I don't think that's an awful option either. It's really easy to set up and it's really easy to use. I like it. Based on my use today, I could totally recommend it. If you want to grab yourself a Xegis safe, make sure to use the link down in the description.